the economy and securing the border against deadly drugs and illegal immigrants. A seventh sanctioned oil tanker with ties to Venezuela has been seized by U.S. forces in the Caribbean. Watching Wall Street, the Dow futures down 104 points. More details at srnnews.com.
The following is a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
I had a lot of credit card debt, and it stressed me out. But what I thought was a solution turned out to be a problem. I kept hearing ads about debt settlement that seemed too good to be true. And actually, it was. When I called, they told me to stop paying my bills. That didn't sound right to me at all, so I hung up. Later, I found out that debt settlement is bad, real bad. Then I learned that there is a right way to pay off your credit cards. It's called a debt management program from the great team at Trinity. Trinity had a plan. In the end, I paid off my bills, I saved thousands, and I even improved my credit score.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5496.
My name is Heather. Please forget debt settlement and remember Trinity Debt Management.
1-800-936-5496.
Kick off the new year in professional grade style with Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Right now, drive home a GMC Arcadia with 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers, or choose a 26 GMC CR 1500 and get up to $7,000 in rebates with an eligible trade-in, or 0% APR for well-qualified buyers. Big capability, bold style, and New Year savings you don't want to miss. Start the year strong at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Shop online at hurlchev.com.
Convenience just got an upgrade. Farmers State Bank of Oakley is excited to announce the opening of our brand new ATM along Highway 40, right next to grabbing a snack or on the go. You can quickly access your cash without the detour. It's banking made easy, right where you need it. Farmers State Bank of Oakley, member FDIC.
With NWKS Radio News, I'm Connor Schuh. As of yesterday, County Road S between County Road 50 and 52 in Gove County will be closed for 60 days for a bridge replacement. The State Library of Kansas just began offering their legislative hotline. It's a number where librarians are available to help people with learning things related to bills, the legislative process, locating historical information, anything related to the state government. The service can also be accessed through an online chat. Applications for the Low-Income Energy Assistance Program opened Tuesday, according to the Kansas Department of Children and Families. It's a federally funded program providing financial help to low-income households in need of help with winter heating costs. Applicants for the program would have to be at or below 150% of the federal poverty line to qualify. For these and other stories, go to nwksradio.net.
Today, we'll start off with light northwesterly breezes around 5 miles per hour, turning the west-northwest and increasing 10 to 20 this afternoon under sunny skies. Highs will be around 50. A weak front this evening turns winds to the north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and overnight lows drop further into the lower teens. Tomorrow, skies begin partly cloudy with light southeasterly breeze. As the day moves on, clouds will increase and winds will turn to the east-northeast at 10 to 15. Arctic air starts draining in. Highs will top in the mid to upper 30s. Then the main blast of Arctic air arrives overnight with lows falling into single digits. Friday and Saturday, light snow develops an easterly upsloping flow. Highs will be in the teens, and overnight low temperatures will drop a few degrees above and below zero, with wind chills 10 to 20 below. A light 1 to 2 inches of snow is possible north I-70 and heavier 2 to 5 inch amounts south. This meteorologist Chris Schrumick at the NWKS Radio Weather Center.
If you're shopping for a banking institution, visit with Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, and Quinter, Kansas. The Equity Bank is heavily invested in local business and activities contributing in many ways back to their community. Their employees are involved with many organizations and area events. Plus, a lot of experience comes with that staff. You'll find valuable local assistance when you bank at the Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, Quinter, and other locations in Western Kansas. The Equity Bank, member FDIC.
At Ray Community District Hospital and Clinic, they believe in promoting healthier living through compassionate quality care. From state-of-the-art maternity care to life-saving emergency services, their dedicated team is there for you and your family. Whether it's managing diabetes, navigating recovery, or receiving specialized treatments, they're committed to your well-being. Discover the difference a community-focused hospital can make. Visit rayhospital.org today to learn more. Ray Community District Hospital and Clinic. Your health, our priority.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the insurance agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland and let's get you covered. The Insurance Agency. Insurance the way it should be.
With 9 locations across Northwest Kansas, the High Plains Co-op continues to stand with you, giving you the service you need and deserve. They're here for all of your grain, feed, and fuel needs, as well as helping you manage the marketing and crop insurance sector with their HPC risk management program. Visit them online at high-plainscoop.com to get the latest markets, ag news, and information, or call them today at 785-462-3351. That's 462-3351. Continuing to stand with you is the High Plains Co-op.
When your bucket can dig anything, lift any load, and persuade the earth to surrender on your terms, that's conquerism. It's a powerful feeling, the one you'll get from the full line of New Holland construction equipment available at Yost Farm Supply. At the controls of a New Holland skid steer, compact tractor loader, or compact excavator, power takes on a new meaning. Go beyond performance. Go out and conquer your next job with New Holland. Stop into your local Yost Farm Supply in Goodland, St. Francis, or Imperial today.
Start the new year in a new Chevrolet from Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, where the deals are ready to roll. Right now, get behind the wheel of a Chevy Trailblazer with 3.9% APR for well-qualified buyers, or step up to a Chevy Silverado 1500 and score up to $6,250 in rebates with an eligible trade-in. It's the perfect time to upgrade your drive and start the year strong with the power and reliability of Chevy. Make your New Year's move today at Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas. Shop online anytime at hurlchev.com.
You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4! It's time for the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer.
The amount of money getting thrown around to quarterbacks who haven't done diddly squat is amazing to me.
And Connor Schuh.
He's the new guy.
The High Plains only local sports talk show. Broadcasting live on Goodland's Rocket 102.5 and video streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody!
Covering it all from the preps.
He's at the 10, the 5, he dives for the end zone, he's in! Touchdown, Cowboys!
To the pros.
Line drive, left field, base hit! Here comes McMahon, he'll score! Ball game!
The Blitz is presented by Hurl Chevrolet GMC, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware, and F&B Bank. Along with
Equity Bank of Hoxie, Quinter, and Grinnell, the Insurance Agency, Pestaway LLC, Topside Portables and Pupping, and the Farmer State Bank in Oakley.
Let's go to work.
Inside of 10 on the timer. Bellido! He got it! Timeout Purdue, the Bruins in front with 6.6 to go.
A minute 49 to go. Haggerty turns, shoots, scores! P.J. Haggerty with 31. And K-State leads 76-75.
Kaylee trying to get it back inside, plays it right side to Hardress. Drives against Madunga, kick out left side, McKaylee for 3. Right between the eyes, come downtown. Holy cow, did Colorado need that one? And it's a 1-point game.
Blocked by BT. What a play. Council up the floor. Right hand runner good. And now a tip by Council and a steal. He got his hands up. Melvin again. And again he scores. Unbelievable. That dog is barking.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody. It is the Morning Blitz on Goodland's Rocket 102.5, NWKSradio.net, the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Thank you so much for making us part of your January the 21st. A cool start to the morning. Currently right now around 20 degrees outside the KKCI studios here in Goodland. As we continue to push through this week, once again, keep in mind, cold, frigid tundra temperatures coming up here this weekend as chances of some very cold weather starting pretty much Thursday night and rolling all the way through Sunday. We have got temperatures anywhere from single digits at times to the highs in the mid-20s, it looks like. So
I'm seeing some negatives maybe.
Yeah, it's going to be some cold. I see Sunday night cold with lows to 0 to 5 above 0. Saw that Sunday night. Yeah, low 5. Yeah, lows 5 below to 0. So yeah, you're right. Negatives. So cold temperatures are on the way. We are going to experience at least a feeling of wintertime for this upcoming weekend. Great weekend to get inside a gymnasium, though, and stay warm. That's what me and Connor Schuh will be doing throughout the next on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. But it will be a frigid few days here on the high plains. What are the chances of snow in your estimation there? You're a guy who spends more time with snow. I'm gonna guess probably around an inch, maybe 2 if you're really crazy.
That's what I've been seeing. Pretty slim to none chance, at least kind of in our neck of the woods up here in northwest Kansas. I think southern parts of Kansas are supposed to get it a lot worse than we are, and we might get like a little bit, like you said, maybe an inch or 2, but I wouldn't expect much.
Yeah, I've seen Wichita possibly going to get around, maybe 6 or 8 inches possibly.
Yeah, they're getting a lot over there.
It is the states of Oklahoma, Arkansas,
Texas,
Tennessee, states that don't usually get the snow, don't get the white stuff usually, are going to get pounded. I mean, I saw Nashville could get possibly 2 feet of snow.
Jeez.
I asked my wife yesterday, you think they're prepared? You think they're prepared for that kind of thing to go on? And I would say no. That's probably, they are not prepared for that at this point in time. So it's going to be interesting. It's amazing. I drive by the city building that has all the storage of like the snow removal stuff every day. And some days you'll see them outside, particularly in the fall, they're getting the winter stuff moved out of the back and getting it prepared so that, getting it greased up, ready to go. I mean, Goodlands is ready for snow. I mean, they have got big blades and big blowers. They are prepared for snow. But this amount of snow that we've gotten here recently, that stuff just barely gets used, but they're prepared. They're ready. They are ready. I can guarantee you that. This Wednesday's program, we got lots to get to on the show. We'll talk some little JUCO hoops. We got Fort Hays Tech Northwest at home against Pratt Community College and former Colby High School grad Hunter Vaughn. Colby Community College hoops in action as well tonight. Speaking of, Colby High School basketball coach Reed Stevens will join us on the program. His first appearance here on the Morning Blitz. We'll talk with him about the 10th ranked Colby Eagles. Saw they dropped 1 spot in the recent rankings, but still a top 10 ranked team in 3A boys basketball in Coach Reed Stevens' first year as a head coach. We'll get to all that coming up in a little bit. We will talk some high school hoops, some tournament action from yesterday, including the Mid-Continent League and the Northwest Kansas League tournaments. That took place yesterday. We'll get you caught up on what happened in those tournaments. But want to start in college basketball last night with K-State, Colorado, and Kansas all in action. Of course, KU and CU facing off late last night. Did you happen to catch any of that game? It was a 9 o'clock tip-off time last night in that one.
And it was 10 o'clock for me, so that was my bedtime pretty much. So I was my viewing for basketball ended with Miami, Kent State.
You were watching some of that last night. Did you think your flashes were going to get her done?
My flashes?
Well, you're an Ohio guy. I figure you have a little, maybe
Miami of Ohio is my rooting interest
your
there.
Group? Okay.
And it's
they pull it out
farther away, but I'm just pulling for them because they're still undefeated. That's just awesome.
Yeah, 1 in overtime. What was the stat that I saw last night? It was ridiculous. Like they're the first team to get to 20-0 by winning back-to-back games of overtime or something like that. Some ridiculous stat. I don't know who keeps track.
I think so.
Of those stats, but
it's crazy.
I don't know who does it, but absolutely crazy that's what they got going on. But yeah, that was a nice win. Miami Ohio 20-0 remains unbeaten. Are they going to get ranked?
They are ranked.
They finally did get ranked?
Yeah, they're 25.
Okay, good. I'm glad. They needed to get ranked.
St. Louis got ranked too, 24.
What's on their schedule that could possibly lead to some questionable outcomes? Is there anything on the schedule for that?
Akron could beat them. They're the big competitor in the MAC. They were the favorite this year, so it's like that's where their loss could come. But some are saying that they could get an at-large bid if they even lose one game or like lose the MAC title game or something like that.
Well, it's kind of like Drake last year. I think Drake went into the tournament like
2 years ago. Them in Indiana State.
Now, Drake was in it last year. It was the last March. Drake was in because Ben McCollum was the head coach. And
yeah, they were last March too.
Was there. But it was 2 years. It was last year that they were like 30-2. And they were still on the bubble because they were, outside of that. But
it's ridiculous.
Nonetheless, yeah, let's see. When is that game against? Do they even have Akron? I look at their schedule. They don't even have.
They might have already played them.
They already played Akron. They beat them by 3.
Oh, hey, that's the big landmine.
UMass, Northern Illinois, Buffalo, Marshall, Ohio, UMass again, Bowling Green. Oh, man,
they could run the table.
They could run the table. Could be a perfect 30-0 for the Redhawks of Miami, Ohio, if they keep that up. Anyway, last night, Kansas beating Colorado in CU at the CU Event Center last night, 75-69, the final score. This game hung in the balance until the 5-minute mark. I was watching the game last night. I stayed up late for everybody and watched the game. For those who wanted to get some sleep, and I don't blame you. But at the 5-minute mark, it changed on a single play. I should say in a single sequence. There was a chance for Colorado, I think the game was either tied or it was a 1-point game. There was a chance for Colorado to go up. They missed a layup. They got an offensive board, and then it was blocked by a Kansas defending. Bryson Tiller got the block, and that led to a run out for Melvin Council Jr. And then this is what happened here on the Earl Chevrolet GMC video stream. After he makes a layup, Colorado gets lazy and just tosses the ball, and Melvin Council Jr. sticks his hands up, hits him in the back of the hand, takes the basketball, and then lays another one. It was a big 4-point swing in the matter of a 3-second span. That was where the game was lost, in my opinion, for Colorado. It was lost right there and one for Kansas.
It was what, a 2-point game before that?
Yeah, I think it was 2 points is all it was. And they had, like I said, Colorado had a chance to tie it, got a layup blocked. Here comes that dog down the floor. He flushes it, he lays it in, dunks it down. And as he's coming back from out of bounds, he comes back in. Ron Cheek throws the ball in, hits him in the back of the hand as he goes kind of like this, grabs the basketball, and away he goes. Lays it up and in.
Brutal.
And that was pretty much it because then Kansas went on a bit of a run to wrap it up and get it done.
Yeah, if you're Colorado, you just can't make mistakes like that against Kansas.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Darren Peterson rolled an ankle in the game, still played. Rolled an ankle a little bit, still played. Jayhawks were without Bill Self. Jacques Vaughn was the fill-in head coach who, once again, I think if he sticks around, I think Jacques Vaughn will be the new head coach at Kansas basketball when it's all said and done. If he wants to hang around, I think I could see it being his job, but who knows how long Self is going to be there coaching. But there were a few things that stood out to me in this game. Kansas just owned the glass. They were plus 12 in rebounding last night, 45-33. And I mentioned Darren Peterson. He had an off night for maybe his standards, just 16 points last night. But they're starting to get more on a consistent level, and I'm sure our Kansas fans will agree, from guys like Trey White and Melvin Council Jr. White had a double-double of 17 and 15 last night.
Dang, 15 boards for Trey White.
Yep, he was all over the glass. 13 of those defensive rebounds. But Melvin Council has proven to be a really, really good, consistent offensive threat for them. He has been pretty decent most of this season, but now we're seeing how he can play alongside Darren Peterson, and Trey White's able to knock down his three-pointers. And, of course, you have Flory inside, which does what he does. Block shots, 4 blocks last night, 9 boards, and 11 points. This Kansas team, not a lot of depth. Not much really past the starting 5, I would say, when it comes to offensive impact. But they've got a really good 5 when they play together. It's really starting. You're really starting to see them gel with the fact that Darren Peterson has played back-to-back games now.
Yeah, now they can actually settle in and play as a team rather than, they've only had so many reps together in game before this past week stretch. And now, like you said, you can really see they're kind of figuring each other out on the court. Now that unit is a well-oiled machine, but it's a shame they can't get much from their bench, because I feel like that's going to, once tournament time comes around, I feel like that's going to kind of handcuff them, because sometimes you see teams coast off of just star power, but once you kind of get to the later rounds, you see those guys kind of fizzle out and get tired a little bit quicker, and that'll hurt. So you're hoping you can get a little more from Jamari McDowell or Elmarco Jackson down the stretch.
Yeah, so we will see, but yeah, Darren Peter, like I said, the big three for the big four for them, Council, White, Peterson, and Badunga all in double figures last night, as Kansas gets a 75-69 win over Colorado. Jayhawks have now rattled off three consecutive wins? Yes, three consecutive wins, and they got Kansas State on the road Saturday. We'll see. It's a Sunflower Showdown. You never know in a rivalry game, but the way K-State has looked at times this year, it wouldn't surprise if they make that 4. While Colorado's on the flip side, they started off the league play 2-0, and they have now dropped 4 straight, as Colorado with a game against UCF coming up at home here on Saturday. So that's what happened last night late for those who didn't stay up in Boulder. Earlier in the night, K-State, they're off the schneid. They pick up win number 1 of the Big 12. They beat Utah last night. They finally find a way to get it done last night, did Kansas State. But it took a little bit of persuading for the Wildcats to get her done, 81-78. I'm telling you, there was some deja vu going on in our house. I was watching with my wife, and it was kind of funny. You know, she's a K-State grad, and it was a 2-point game. I think it was 81. Was it 80? What might have not 81? What was it? 80-78, I think, or something like that. It might have been a little bit different. Nonetheless, Utah guy got fouled on what looked like a 3-pointer, but his toe was on the line. I was like, it's deja vu. Just like last game against Oklahoma State.
All over again.
Oh, my gosh. It was close, but K-State prevails. They get it done, 81-78. PJ Haggerty goes off in the second half. He has 34 points in the game, but 28 of them in the second half. He carried Kansas State, who was playing without Abdi Bashir last night. I think he had a surgery on a stress fracture.
Oh, no.
So he might be done for the rest of the year. Their most consistent and best 3-point shooter. But K-State gets 34 from Haggerty, 20 from David Castillo, and 17 from Nate Johnson to lead the way for the Wildcats, who got beat on the boards last night. Both teams shot it pretty well, but 12 made 3-pointers, I think, was kind of the big thing. 12 of 23 for Kansas State, with 6 of those 3-pointers, by the way, coming from David Castillo. He went 6 of 9. You'll take that.
Oh, yeah.
You can get that. But yeah, that's what happened last night for Kansas State. Did you happen to watch any of this game?
It was on CBS Sports Network, so unfortunately not.
Oh, that's not his thing. That's right.
That's like the one thing I can't get. I have everything else, but I'm like, I can't get another streaming service to watch CBS Sports Network. Like, are you serious?
You don't have that on DirecTV? I find that.
No, it's not.
They're going to be on DirecTV.
It's on YouTube TV, and I think that's about it.
Yeah, I was watching it last night. It's interesting. Fans are still not happy. They win, and Jerome Tang usually after they win goes into the crowd and does the Wabash Cannonball with the student section. And there's a lot of people tweeting like, "You don't need to be dancing after you squeaked out a win against the worst team in the Big 12." There's a lot of people that are not happy.
It's totally fair. And on top of that, I mean, they needed to play PJ Haggerty 39 minutes out of 40 to go and win this one.
That might actually become the thing that they do more often now.
Just run him into the ground to try to get wins.
If Bashir is not going to be able to play,
they need him so bad. Oh,
Haggerty's making a big 7-figure number, and
that's why they couldn't get anyone else.
And he's probably going to. He's probably going to have to earn all of that and play a ton of minutes and score a bunch of points. And it hasn't been a great season for K-State, and I don't think it's going to be a real good one, honestly. I don't think K-State's going to get out of the single digits when it comes to Big 12 wins.
It's an uphill battle, that's for sure. I think I agree.
So. You're at home versus Kansas. Yeah, you're at home. That'll be good. It should be a good crowd, although Kansas is definitely going to be the heavy favorite, I would think. Then you go on the road to West Virginia, tough place to play. Home versus a top 10 Iowa State team. Brutal. Then you've got Houston in there coming up. You still have on the road. That's at Houston. You got two Texas Tech. You got to go to Kansas. I mean,
all right. Here, question: Do you think they get over under 6 conference wins?
Oh my, 6. No. I don't think so.
I
don't
agree.
think so. Judging at the schedule.
Man, that's just a tough.
There's how many left?
schedule.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 12 left. They have to win half the games the rest of the way. I don't think so.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I just don't think it's going to happen. No, it's especially if they don't have Bashir. That doesn't help matters. Not that it was, I think, a big thing, but I don't know. Just unless they just find something that we haven't seen yet. I just don't see it happening. Defensively, they're not great. They allow a bunch of points. They think they're going to outscore a bunch of teams, but now you're without one of your top 3 scorers the rest of the way. So I don't know if that's even possible. So I don't know. Is a Tiger going to change its stripes in the middle of the season? I don't know. And unless Haggerty goes off and averages 40 a game, which actually could be possible. But I just don't see it happening. I think, unfortunately, this year is going to be a disappointing one for K-State fans. And, they had the graphic up, looking at Jerome Tang's resume since he's been at Kansas State. They're like, look at that first season, Elite Eight. Then, he went 19, went 500, and it's been downhill ever since.
Yeah, can't write off that first year forever.
I'm telling you, he is. He's going to write off at least until next year. $18 million says you're going to do that.
Think there's any chance they buy him out?
I would be surprised. That's a hefty price tag to pay a coach who I don't think is probably going to get a head coaching gig right away. Know what I mean? Like, because you can't, because then whatever that team wants to pay you to be the head coach somewhere, I don't think a team's going to do that for him. He's going to go back to being an assistant somewhere, probably with Scott Drew or something, if that were to happen. He's not, and they're still going to have to owe him $16 million at least.
Yeah.
More.
Got to cut a big one for him.
I just don't. I can't see that happening. I can't. I would be shocked. I would be shocked. But it's not looking good. As I said once, I'll say it again. K-State was duped. They were duped when it came to Jerome Tang. Great first season, and it has been a struggle ever since. And that win against Utah didn't do him any favors. Even though it's a win, certainly helped him more than a loss. But that was not great last night. So there you go. That was college basketball last night. Tonight, you got Nebraska, by the way, in action there at home against Washington. And one of the great freshman battle. Braden Frager against what is Washington super
Hannes Steinbach.
There you go. The young man.
He's incredible.
He can
play.
2 great freshmen on the floor in Lincoln tonight for Nebraska and Washington with UW. Let's see here real quickly. Let's get to some high school basketball results from last night. So there was some tournament action going on. Mid-Continent League tournament last night. Boys first round. Oakley was an 8 seed. They lost to the top seed Trigo in that tournament, 70-42. And then Hoxie lost in another game. It was one of the loser bracket games. 51-42 is the final there. The Indians will have one more game against Norton on Saturday. Hoxie, I didn't see who they will face. Oakley, I don't know. They did not see who they will play. It's either Plainville or Ellis, the loser in the consolation semifinals, who they'll play on, I think it is Thursday, when that tournament resumes. Now, the Northwest Kansas League tournament, which Connor did have up on the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream, there was the Northwest Kansas League tournament happening yesterday. On the boys' side, you had Wallace County. That was the 1 versus the 8. That was a squeaker of a win for the top seed. 56-53, they get it done against the 8 seed Dighton. Then they'll take on Decatur Community, who beat Rollins County 65-39. In the other championship semifinal, it'll be Greeley County Quinter. Greeley County, the 2 seed over St. Francis, 52-37, and Quinter, the 3 seed over Ness City, 61-57. The tight game there in the 3-6. Your consolation semifinal matchups coming up on Friday will be Dighton, Rollins County, St. Francis, Ness City. That's the boys bracket for the Northwest Kansas League tournament happening in Quinter. As for the ladies, you had Dighton rolling Ness City in the first round. The top seed Lady Hornets, 68-24. They will get Rollins County in the championship semifinals. They, if you want to call it an upset in the 4-5, I don't know, it's more of a coin toss. They beat Greeley County 43-37. Quinter over St. Francis in the 2-7 game, 59-25. And Decatur Community, look at that score for Wallace County, 83-26. In girls basketball, 82 points is a lot. That is a lot of points. Wow, in girls basketball, that's a lot of points in boys basketball.
Jeez.
Man, that was impressive. I saw that score. I was like, is that a typo? Wow. So you've got Dighton, Rollins County, Quinter, Decatur Community, the championship semifinals on the girls bracket, which resumes once again on Friday. And you've got Ness City, Greeley County, St. Francis, Wallace County in the other semifinals, which are the consolation semifinals. Once again, all the Northwest Kansas tournament will have today off and Thursday off. It will resume on Friday there in Quinter. So that was tournament basketball, and then some non-tournament games. You have Weskin with a sweep of Bethune, girls winning 58-17, boys winning 59-37. Golden Plains with a sweep of Logan Pelco, 49-38 in the girls game, 48-31 boys. And Shiloh with the sweep of of High Plains High School, 56-45. The girls win. Shiloh boys winning 55-24. Your high school scores from last night. All right, let's get to our first break. We come back. A first-time guest on the Morning Blitz, first-year head coach, leader of the 10th-ranked Colby Eagle boys basketball team. Reed Stevens will join us next here on a Wednesday edition of the Morning Blitz.
Are pests making your home or business uncomfortable? Call Pest Away in Goodland, Kansas, serving all of Northwest Kansas. They provide top-notch pest control services to keep your space safe and pest-free. From ants to rodents, termites to spiders, our expert team is here to help with effective, safe, and affordable pest control solutions. Don't wait. Call Pest Away today at 785-728-7166 for fast, reliable service. Your home or business deserves the best protection.
This corn growing season, the pressure is on. You've got to work smarter, not harder. So turn to TrivaPro. As the hardest working, longest lasting corn fungicide, TrivaPro works overtime to protect plant health and your potential yield, even in fields with low disease pressure. When you need your inputs to go above and beyond, choose TrivaPro fungicide for disease control you can take to the bank. Ask your retailer for TrivaPro today. Always read and follow label instructions.
It's time for a check of the markets with the Anderson Trade Group on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network.
Good morning. This is Tom Saludo with the Anderson Trade Group with your overnight market report on January 21st. In the overnight session, March corn was up 3 at 427. Maize up 3 at 434 and a half. And July's up 3 at 441 and a quarter. March soybeans are up 10 and a half at 1063 and a half. May up 10 at 1074 and July up 9 and a quarter at 1085. Kansas City hard red winter wheat March was up 5 at 528. May KC wheat up 5 at 539. In July KC wheat up 4 and a half at 551 and a half. Dow Jones currently down 100 points at 48,550. S&P is down 4 points at 6,825. NASDAQ is down 34 points at 25,094. Gold remains on its rally, up 116 points at 4,882 an ounce. Silver slightly up at 94.95 an ounce, and crude oil is unchanged at 60.40 a barrel. If you're out in the Colorado area and have any grain to market or risk management questions, please call John Hienke or John Stiles at 970-744-4484, or you can call the Overland Park office, myself, Tom Saludo, Jared Law, or Tyler Ghosh at 913-748-3000.
The Anderson Trade Group, proud market partners with Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio. Find out more at andersongrain.com. The risk of loss through trading futures and or options is substantial, and each investor or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated, is not indicative of future results. The Anderson Trade Group has no guarantee that the advice given will result in profitable trades.
Just year by year, just getting a little more comfortable, a little more confident in what I was doing and kind of what kind of coach I wanted to be. And then whenever he decided he didn't want to do it anymore, he said, I don't know who will coach him, but you should keep coaching. And I just kind of took that to be a sign that I should try to go for the head job, having coached for him for a couple of years and wanting to continue doing what I was doing. And luckily I got the job, and it's just been awesome. It's been amazing. I've been really, really blessed to have this opportunity. So from my perspective, there are challenges, but it's been really fun. It's been really fun to navigate my first year doing it.
Reed Stevens, once again, our guest here, Colby High School boys basketball coach, joining us on the Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware hotline. Coach, I want to know when you took over this job, how much of it is it, you want to put your own fingerprints on it. You learn from your dad and stuff, and of course you're going to bring some of the same things over from what he or coached and things like that. But how much of it do you want to put your own fingerprints on it with your own schemes and styles and things like that?
Yeah, I think a lot of people were curious to see if it would be kind of the same as what we had been doing, and I think there was a lot of things that we did that were successful. We've kept several things that we used in the past, and I really appreciate having the opportunity to coach under my dad to learn a lot of those things. And I've got my own philosophy. I think every coach is different, even as close as my dad and I are, and there are some differences. I think we play a little bit different style ball. We've got some different offensive schemes than we've had in the past, and we've got some different plays and things like that. So it's not necessarily I'm looking to make a name for myself or put my fingerprints on it, but I just think it's, hey, every coach is different. Every coach wants to see different things, and every coach has an idea of what they should do to try to get wins and try to be successful. And so I just do the best I can with the guys we have. Change things up a little bit from last year. I think people have noticed that. But we really just try to do what things that we can do to try to win games. So, the schemes we run and maybe the defense we play is slightly different, but hey, it's just all a part of what I think is our best chance to win games. So I'm not trying to do anything just because I want to do things different. I'm just trying to do the best I can to end up on the right side of most of these games.
Coach, what has been your favorite part about being a head coach for this first season?
Just the guys. Just going to practice every day, working with the guys. They can be challenging at times, but I feel like I have a really good relationship with the guys, and that doesn't just stop at the varsity. I think I try to relate to or make myself available to guys at all levels, because as the years go on, hopefully they continue to progress and get better and end up being somebody that I'll coach on the varsity level. And so I just think the best part about this season for me, obviously we've had some success here early in the season, but the best part of it is just the relationships we've been building with these guys, and we got a great bunch. I just really enjoy it.
Reed Stevens is our guest here on the Hoover Lumber's Hardware Hotline. Colby High School boys basketball coach in his first season, got the Eagles ranked in the top 10 of the KBCA rankings. What has this year been like, knowing that you kind of had to an extent, start over from scratch? You did lose a great senior class last year. You do return, of course, a superstar in Jordan Jones. But what has it been like to kind of have a bunch of guys step up and play big-time roles that didn't get a lot of varsity minutes last year and have the success that they're having?
Yeah, it was certainly, I think you can look at it a couple ways. The first thing is we didn't have a lot of varsity experience, but these guys have been playing together for several years, and I've been coaching them. They were on JV, and, I was coaching them there, and they kind of understood what I expect from them. And the only person that wasn't really a part of that from our team was Jordan. And I think Jordan, he's a special kind of player. He's the type of player you can plug in really with anybody, and he'll fit right in, and he'll do the things you're asking him to do. We've got the other guys all on board because they've been going through it with me for a couple of years now. And so, while on one hand, yeah, we didn't have a ton of experience, we do have a lot of seniors. And so it's weird. We got a young senior class. I know that's kind of cliche to say, but that's kind of what we were dealing with. And, these guys really stepped up. They stepped up and played their roles, and they do the things that I ask them to do. I don't ever ask anybody to do more than I think that they can do. I'm not going to go to a guy and say, hey, look, we need you to do this if I don't think they can do it. I'm going to ask those guys to do the things that they can do, and they know that. They know that I'm not going to ask them to do something crazy or something way out of the ordinary. I want every guy to play his part. I want every guy to step up to the plate and do the things we're asking him to do. And if everybody does that and we work together as a team, I think we have a good chance to win really any game we're a part of. And so that's been really special. That's kind of the way that we've navigated the transition period. I mean, we've got 8 seniors now, and I don't know, they don't have a ton of experience, but they do. So it's kind of a hard answer, but that's really kind of how I feel about it.
This year, of course, everyone develops kind of in their own way on the court, but is there anyone specific that really caught your eye where you're like, wow, they've really taken a big step throughout this early part of the year?
I don't know if you can single one player out. I think every player has stepped up in one way, shape, or form for us throughout these first 9 or 10 games that we've played. And I can't stress enough how important every player on our team is. Whether it's a younger player, Nathan Cates, stepping up in a bigger role than he's been a part of, coming off the bench, playing great defense, getting some steals when we really need them. We got seniors, Coben Curry, Josiah Hoppy, being our big man, anchoring down the paint for us, grabbing rebounds, really being solid when they haven't had a ton of time out there on the varsity court. I mean, every player contributes. And, I just named a few there, but I'm not trying to single anybody out because we really need every single player to step up and play their role.
Coach Reed Stevens joining us here on the Morning Blitz, Colby High School boys basketball coach. One of the guys, not to single, but Jordan Jones, we know has been a special player. What has it been like to see him take over as being the star kind of this team, having, 50 and 40-point games at this point? What has it been like to see and for you to see his development, your time as assistant, now as the head coach, and his growth throughout the program?
Yeah, I think Jordan's a special player. He's not the type of player that you're going to see really too often, and it's really been great to have him and to have him lead this team. It's a testament to all the work that he's done, though. He's put in a lot of work on his own and developing different areas of his game. And whenever I get to step up to the plate, so to speak, and be the head coach and see that kind of player on my team, I want to put him in positions that he's going to be successful. And I think so far the guys all have bought into, hey, there's going to be times when we need to get the ball to Jordan. There's going to be times when teams are really keen on Jordan. We need to get the ball somewhere else. So the guys are really bought in, and they all trust each other. They're all seniors, so they've been playing together for a couple of years now. Not necessarily at the varsity level, but all at the same grade, growing up and everything. and having Jordan is just really special. He's a great leader for our team. He plays a big part in a lot of different things that we do, not just scoring the ball, but, picking guys up and trying to be a leader in those other aspects of the game that maybe not necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but certainly are vital to any team. So, it's been great having Jordan. We're going to enjoy every minute with him, and he's going to lead us. Hopefully he leads us far.
What about his game really impresses you the most?
I think he's really grown in an area of poise, of confidence, of swagger, I guess you could say. Just there was times in the past where, if he had a turnover, he had a missed shot, maybe a couple bad possessions in a row, he might get his head down. He might start thinking negatively. And I think he's really transformed that area of his game to be more positive, to step up to the plate for guys that maybe aren't having the best game. Say, hey, keep shooting, keep your head up, don't worry about that. And really helping those other guys who are going through some of those growing pains, being on varsity for the first time. I think that's been most impressive to me. You can talk about, he's a great shooter. He can get to the rim. He's got a great pull-up mid-range game. I mean, offensively, he's just a treat to have. But I think most impressive to me is just the mental aspect and really the leadership aspect that he's really shown and brought to our team this year. So, every coach would look at it differently, but seeing Jordan every day and having him for the last couple of years being assistant, that's what I've seen him grow as, and it's been really great. It's been really fun.
Something that you touched on a little bit earlier, the size and rebounding of your team, specifically with Curry and Hoppy down low. How important is it to have two guys that stand 6'5", 6'6", that can get on the glass like that in the GWAC?
Yeah, it's big. Having big guys is nice. You don't always have them, but when you have them, you really want to use them. And those guys, those are great guys. Those are guys I've been coaching for a couple of years now. You can't understate the impact they've had on our team, grabbing rebounds and being solid down low, playing good defense. Whenever we've had foul trouble, we could plug in Aiden Jocelyn in there, and he's done a great job too, being solid, being big, getting rebounds. So I've been really impressed with our big guys. There's times when we give up a few too many offensive boards, maybe we have a few fouls we shouldn't, but I've been really impressed with the way those guys have been playing, and hopefully they continue to do that and continue to grow and get more rebounds and help us out in that aspect of the game. Offensive rebounds are big too, and they do a good job of grabbing those too. So when you've got size, you want to use it, and I think we've been using it well, and I hope to continue to use that going forward.
Couple more for you. Reed Stevens, our guest here on the Morning Blitz. The Orange and Black Classic coming up here starting on Thursday. Another great field of teams. What's the confidence level of you guys as you head into your own home tournament, which is always a doozy of a schedule?
Yeah, it's not an easy tournament. There's not really an easy game in the Orange and Black Classic. So we have good confidence, but part of being a confident team and going in with high expectations is you also have to stay grounded. And we've talked about that, each and every day leading up to this tournament and practice. Say, hey, look, there's no easy games in this. And I think we have the talent to, really make a run and possibly win the whole thing. But we're going to have to focus. We're going to have to play each game. It's going to be a hard game, and we're going to have to put together a couple of really good games here if we want to win the tournament. Certainly that's our goal, and we'll see what happens. I mean, really, the confidence is great, but you don't want to be overconfident.
One more for you before I let you go, Coach. I remember, I'm this old, I remember you playing at Stockton High for your dad in the state tournament down at Emporia. Do you remember these times as I talk about?
Oh, yeah.
And you and Justin Wiltfong and those guys, what are your great memories of playing at Stockton High with your classmates?
Well, if you're remembering back to those days, I don't want to ask you what else you remember. But hey, we had a great run. I really loved playing with those guys, and it was a transition for me moving from Colby to Stockton, but I feel like I fit right in with those guys and really excelled and those guys helped me grow as a player. Without that opportunity, I wouldn't have been able to play in college. And really that state run, we fell a little short. We thought we had a chance to win it all. I still think we had a chance to win it all, but you can't cry over spilt milk at this point. It's been a long time. So, I look back on those days and just really appreciate, the times I had and how fun it was, and thinking back to high school and saying, yeah, we had a great team. We had a great run at it, and we had a lot of fun along the way. And I just hope that we can provide that opportunity for our guys this year. And so if we can make a state run, I think we have the capability to do that. But I just, if you want to talk back to old days when we made a state run, I hope we can have that this year, because that is a really special moment.
Head coach of the Colby High School boys basketball team, that's Reed Stevens. Reed, thank you so much for taking some time with us today. Best of luck with the upcoming Orange and Black. We'll catch up down the road, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Once again, great stuff there from Reed Stevens. Yes, I remember his days of him playing high school ball with Justin Wiltfong. Gosh, Wiltfong was a dude. He was a dude. He had a sweet mid-range game. Justin Wiltfong did. He was a really good player. He impressed me quite a bit watching him. But yeah, so let's get to a break. When we come back, we will wrap up the show with some thoughts on some JUCO hoops next. You're listening to the Morning Blitz here on a Wednesday.
Kick off the new year in professional grade style.
Thanks, Coach. Really appreciate the time again.
Your own canine. Call Smoky River Rendezvous. That's that quaint remodeled hotel in Winona, Kansas. 785-846-7785.
Need a porta potty or septic pumping in Northwest Kansas? Call Topside Portables and Pumping, your local family-owned crew. They've got clean, reliable toilets for weddings, farms, and job sites, plus full septic services, RV waste, fertilizer tanks, and more. Available 24/7, because when nature calls, they answer. Call 785-728-8089. That's 728-8089. Topside Portables and Pumping. Reliable, local, clean.
Your Cheyenne County Hospital in St. Francis is improving health with access to quality care. Whether you're looking for primary care, wound care, physical therapy, cardiologist, or anything in between, Cheyenne County Hospital can help. For info, visit their Facebook page or call 785-332-2104 or visit them at CheyenneCountyHospital.com. The Cheyenne County Hospital, located on 210 West Street in St. Francis.
Kick off 2026 ready for whatever winter brings. At Hoover Lumber, Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby, they've got the gear to start the new year strong. Get organized with rugged storage totes. And when the snow starts falling, if it does, power through it with Ego and Craftsman snowblowers. Or if it's just the light stuff, blow it away with Ego leaf blowers. And don't forget ice melt to keep your sidewalk safe all season long. New year, winter ready. Hoover Lumber, Ace Hardware in Goodland and Colby. Helpful folks, trusted brands, and everything you need to get it done.
All the sports you love, all in one place.
Ooh, this will come in handy.
This is the Morning Blitz.
Thanks again to Reed Stevens for joining the program today. Nice conversation. If we had more time, I was going to ask what was on his caseload today. You know, he is a lawyer in this day job. So, got any big cases? Is that
disclose?
Is that attorney-client privilege? You can't talk about that.
Not on the podcast.
Got any big cases today there, Coach? Yeah, we got some DUIs we got to deal with. We got some other stuff on the docket today. So,
traffic violations.
I'm doing court here in about 30 minutes. Yeah. Anyway, Tonight, some JUCO hoops on tap. You've got Colby Community College heading to Independence tonight for some JUCO hoops. So a long road trip Colby took yesterday to get down there to Indy, and Independence, I think, once again, I haven't looked at the standings in a while, but I think if I'm not crazy, I think that I think Independence sits at the top of the league standings, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to just fact check this real quick. I want to make sure I'm right on this. Take a look here. Nope, I am wrong. They are actually 5th, so I'm way off there.
Up there.
Say, if you did a chance, look at the league standings sometime. For anybody out there, you talk about in Dodge City's 9-3, they sit at the top, but then you've got Seward, Butler at 8-4, Coffeyville and Independence at 7-5, and then you've got a 5 teams at 6-6. Hutch is 5-7. I mean, you talk about a log jam of teams with very similar records. They are not very spread apart in the Jayhawk Conference. No. Very well balanced, at least at this point in time. Unfortunately, only Colby at 2-10 and Pratt at 2-10 in the league are at the bottom. Speaking of Pratt, of course, they are led by former Colby great Hunter Vaughn. They are in town to take on Fort Hays Tech Northwest tonight. The Tech Tigers, of course, riding high, winners of 3 in a row. Looking for that to push that to 4 in a row with a possible win tonight. But I guarantee there's going to be a good coloring of blue in the crowd and orange to support Hunter Vaughn coming over from Colby. I have a feeling we'll see a good number of fans to support that tonight. So, and this will be the first time you get to watch Hunter Vaughn in action. I'll be intrigued to see what you think.
I've heard a lot of hype, so I'm excited.
I'm probably one of his biggest hype men. I think he was one of my favorite players to watch in high school.
Okay.
Not only that, I coached him in Little League football when he was a youngster, 3rd, 4th grade. So I know him that, but at the same time, his basketball skills, he's got an amazing feel for the game. Jordan Jones is kind of getting up there, honestly. He's really improved that much, but Hunter Vaughn, I still think takes the cake in my mind with just how well he controls a game.
Okay.
So I'll be intrigued to see what you think of Hunter Vaughn. And they'll have a very difficult test tonight against the Fort Hays Tech Northwest team that is just rolling with Q Dixon and stuff. So that'll be a tough one. So that is tonight in JUCO hoops. There's also a bit of wrestling tonight at the JUCO level. Colby Community College at Neosho for a tri-duel with Pratt. Fort Hays Tech Northwest men at Labette for a tri-meet at this time. All right. Anything we're missing, or should we get to the walk-off?
I think it's time for the walk-off.
Walk-off it is.
High drive, deep left, grand slam! And back lifts his ball high and deep to right. How about a walk-off Grady? Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime. Mahomes flings it. It's there! Hardman! Jackpot, Kansas City!
When it probably comes to an end, we're going to go back and look and see, maybe do like a rankings of Power 5 of new head coaches at new jobs. I think it'd be fun to do that. But one that catches my eye that's not a head coach is Mike McDaniel going to be the offensive coordinator underneath Jimmy Harbaugh at the Chargers. Is that relationship going to work? That just seems a little weird.
Like scheme-wise, too, I feel like they both have very different philosophies with how an offense should work. I mean, Mike McDaniel loves the air raid, loves to just air it out constantly, and Jim Harbaugh loves to run the ball and work off play action a lot. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
It seems like and think about the two personalities. I mean, think about the quirks between those two guys. I mean, quirky.
Very different. McDaniel's way more laid back than Harbaugh could ever be, and I feel like they might just clash.
That's what I keep thinking. Like you've seen, McDaniel is just like, dude, yeah, like surfer, not super dude, but he's like a nerdy surfer dude is how he would describe it. And Jim Harbaugh tucks in his sweatshirts and his khakis without a belt. I mean,
nerdy in a different way.
Yes. Drinks milk and eats steak for every meal, getting big.
They might balance each other out, honestly.
Maybe that's what'll happen. I don't know, but that relationship right there, when I saw that hiring, I was like, is that really going to work? I could see that being a one-and-doner.
Yeah, McDaniel will be a good OC, though. We'll see if this is just the right fit.
We'll find out. Anyway, that'll do it for our program today. Thanks to Reed Stevens. He was great to have on the program. Thanks to you, of course, for listening. We're back again tomorrow on a Thursday. We'll be talking some Orange and Black Classic and much more. So hope you join us then for an edition of the Morning Blitz. See you.